Hello, and welcome back to another episode. As you can see in the title down there, this week we're talking about Pikmin. And my time and memories and blah 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 of the franchise. Because, you know, I like Pikmin. I do. And I wanted to like Pikmin more than I have for a very long time. Well over a decade, in fact. I wasn't a big Pikmin fan. Up until maybe last year, actually. Last year was kind of what turned the tide for me in that respect. But my fascination with Pikmin didn't start with Pikmin. It started with Overlord. Now, if you don't know what Overlord is, Overlord was a series of games by Codemasters, racing games. Remember them? And Overlord is about being an evil overlord with a horde of minions in 4 different colours at your disposal who can all do different things. And it's about committing heinous atrocities and monstrous, grotesque things like starving out an entire village and then massacring them on a grand scale, or in the sequel, mind-controlling everyone to turn them into slaves while you fight the Romans. It was these two games. It was these two games that really kind of got me going. So I started looking for games like Overlord. And I'd seen a lot of the reviews, it's like Pikmin. It's like this game called Pikmin. If you know what Pikmin is, you'll have played Overlord. Now, I didn't know what Pikmin was. I didn't. That's the amiibo. Picked that up last September just because I picked up a lot of amiibo last September. Amiibo video coming soon if you're interested. Like and subscribe. That would be great. So I went looking for Pikmin. And I first purchased Pikmin 1 for about 10 quid. Way back in the day. Circa 2009, actually. 2010. Picked that up for a tenner. And I didn't care for it. I didn't care. So at this time, Pikmin had only 2 games. It was just Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 on the GameCube, and I think the new style releases as well. That was it. Nothing else. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't care for Pikmin 1. And that was twofold. Number one, I hate time limits in games, especially when they feel really arbitrary. I know Olimer's oxygen count is limited to 30 days in-game, all of which lasts about half an hour, so you're looking at about 15 hours gameplay, which is fine. But you have to collect all 20, I think it's 20 to 25 parts of his ship, or he asphyxiates, which... Grim. Very grim. Very grim, and not particularly appealing. So I thought, I wonder what 2's like. So I went looking for 2. And 2 was part of something I called the Big 5. Back in the day, long time ago. Which were 5 games I absolutely had to have. They were 5 games that I really wanted above anything else. And those were Stubbs the Zombie, which if you see my top 5 games of all time, you'll know why. Love that game. It's fucking amazing. It's so good. Pikmin 2. Killer 7. Originally on GameCube. I only picked that up on GameCube last year, but I bought an entire PS2 and the game for the same price it would have cost me to get it on GameCube back then. What are the other 2? Star Wars Battlefront 2 on 360. Not on 360. On original Xbox. Never had that. I never had that or the first one growing up, and I played the first one. I thought it was fantastic. 2, however, had lightsabers, so naturally had to buy that. And you know what? It's very good. It's very good. It's very, very, very good. The last one was a game called Jeff Wayne's The War of the Worlds on PC. So, if you don't know what Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds is, it is a musical adaptation of the 1898 book The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. One of probably the first major sci-fi stories, if not the first major one. It's inspired everything from Independence Day right through to Marvel. It's inspired everything. And Jeff Wayne in the 70s / early 80s, I can't remember which, made a musical version, which I am completely and utterly obsessed with. I went to the immersive experience last year, but wanted that game because he had a couple games came out in the late 90s. One was a strategy game. So yeah, these 5 were huge. These 5 were really important to me. I picked them up over a period of time, and Pikmin 2 was the second most wanted after Stubbs. So that should tell you something. I think this game's a lot better. It's so much better than the first one for twofold. Number one, arbitrary time limit, gone. Into the stratosphere. It is out of here. It is gone forever. And you know what? Good riddance. I can't stand that type of gameplay. I think it's appalling. I hate time limits that are completely unnecessary. They limit you taking your time. You can't plan things out. You're in a rush. It's under stress. And, you know, I've got enough stress in my life. And I don't need that with Pikmin. So, Pikmin 2 removing that and turning it into more of a collectathon, far more appealing. There's also the fact that you've now got 2 captains, which, as far as I'm concerned, is the ideal amount. Because you can separate one group into one captain, another group into another. No co-op, unfortunately. That wasn't something we'd get for a long time. A long time. So, I started playing Pikmin 2, fell in love with it. It's not like Overlord, and it's definitely not like Overlord 2. They're decidedly more, in a way, RPG puzzle focused. Pikmin 2 is certainly full of puzzles. It's how do you gather these items and in what order and how across all of the various maps. But it's definitely not the same scale. It's bigger. It's a bigger scale than Overlord ever was. I even picked up... I liked 2 enough to try and find the Wii version. Nice thing about the new Play Control. Few Nintendo products from this time did that, using the Wii Remote and Nunchuck to control the Pikmin set. We'll call them effortlessly. Wonderful. Nothing else new in this game. I think they even removed the... Oh, no, they didn't. Oh, alternative cover. No. Oh, I like that more. There's the alternative cover, actually. That's way better. That's way better than that. That's just got this horrible thing on it. But yeah. Didn't know that. You discover new things all the time. Right, that's gonna be the new cover for Pikmin 2. So I went looking for this because I like Pikmin 2 so much, and I had a Wii. I think I bought one for 20 quid. So I went looking for this, and I went into CEX, and they happened to have it in one of their boxes. And I went, "Oh, are you selling that?" They went, "No," because it's Australian. And I think at the time they had this policy of they couldn't sell anything that doesn't have, like, I think it's Peggy or, yeah, Peggy, that has anything like that on it. They can sell that. They cannot sell something that has, like, PG or whatever, which is just ridiculous. So as a result, they were going to throw this away. I was like, don't throw it away. I will have it. And they went, yeah, have it. So a free copy of a game that, quite frankly, sold at the time for like 40 quid. Great. Brilliant. Thanks. So, by this point, kind of psyched for a new Pikmin game. And I think around the time, there was talk of Pikmin 3. The Wii U had just come out. If you've seen my Wii U video, you know how much I like the Wii U. It's a lot. I like the Wii U a lot. It's a big favourite console of mine. So, I knew I was getting one for Christmas of 2013. Long time ago. So, I'd just gotten to university. I picked up a couple games. I picked up Wonderful 101, because that had come out. That's the other game I really wanted. Tank. And I picked up Pikmin 3. And then I played Pikmin 3. And it was the worst one in the franchise. And I stand by that. Pikmin 3 on the Wii U specifically, is dreadful. The controls are awful. It brought back a sort of arbitrary resource management mechanic. Amiibo didn't bloody work with it because they weren't out yet. They didn't add any backwards functionality. All the DLC was shitty. Like, you have 3 new commanders, and 3 is way too many. It's just not fun. It's not fun. This is a miserable, horrible, horrible little game, and the absolute worst way to play Pikmin. Specifically Pikmin 3, to be honest with you. Easily the worst way to play it. However, there was light on the horizon. Now, in between Pikmin 3 and last year, we had one other game. I don't have that, but it was called Hey Pikmin. Hey Pikmin was kind of a side-scrolling sort of puzzle platformer thing on the 3DS, which I have been meaning to get, but it's like 18 quid for a game I'm not going to play. I only want it so I can go, yes, I've got every Pikmin release. Yeah. Hell, I haven't even got the new play version of Pikmin 1 because I don't like it as much. It's in town. Go get it. I just don't want to. But we got Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Pikmin 3 Deluxe fixed everything. It has new side stuff. It's got adjustable difficulty, which was a big fucking deal because that first game is so piss-ass annoyingly difficult at certain points, and it's just awful, and I hate it, and I hope it burns in a hole. Don't play this version. Play this. Play this easy. It's just honestly so much better. All 20 DLC missions included, and most importantly, for the first time in the franchise, bloody co-op. Co-op play. Co-op play in a Pikmin game. We've been wanting that since 2. Because 2 comes out, it's like, yes, I've got some co-op challenge modes, I've got a battle mode, which is infinitely, immediately better than the first game. Do I have co-op in my entire campaign, even though you always control 2 characters? No. No, you don't. And you know what? Stupid. Pikmin 3 Deluxe, on the other hand, added that in. But I'm going to be honest with you, it still wasn't quite enough for me. It wasn't quite enough. 2 was still better. Because it does, like, whilst the stupid juice mechanic is toned down for this game, it's still there. And I felt that put enough of a dampener on it. Also, you're just collecting fruit. You're not collecting anything interesting, like, I don't know, old Game Boys or Duracell batteries like in the second game. You're not collecting anything of note. You're just collecting tosh. You're collecting fruit, which, no. Then we get to next year, or last year. We got to last year. Pikmin has exploded in popularity, even with the amiibo. It wasn't popular around 2013. It exploded in popularity over the last decade. We have Pikmin Bloom, which is a mobile game, which I have not played and I don't care about. But Pikmin are constantly being advertised on Nintendo's Twitter account, on their Instagram stuff. It's just everywhere. They still want you to know about Pikmin because last year they released Pikmin 4. This was very close to being my game of the year last year. Ultimately, it was just, I think it was Robocop. Robocop definitely beat it out. I think there was one other game above it. I could be wrong, but oh yes, it was. It was Tabs. Third favourite game of last year. Very close to being first. In a lot of ways. It's just, it's very long. It's very long. It's longer than any other Pikmin game. I think Pikmin 2 is probably the second longest with about 20 hours. I'm about 40 into this. I still haven't finished it. But it added a whole host of new stuff. It added a dog, which I didn't think would be as useful. I don't think I can go back to prior Pikmin games. So in this one, you're not collecting stuff. Well, you are. You're still collecting stuff. You're collecting stuff, but you're also collecting people. You play a group called the Rescue Corps, and you're hunting down Captain Olimar and his other crew member, who's called Louis, who was the second playable character in the second game, and he is a sociopath, complete and utter sociopath. But instead, you start running into these dudes called Leaflings, who are very clearly Pikminized people. They're people who've been turned into Pikmin by Pikmin. Which is horrifying on a cellular level, but here we are. So, Pikmin 4. Removed the co-op mode. Removed the co-op mode from Pikmin 3, but you know what? I think it works better for it. You get, like, it's more cohesive. There is sort of a co-op mode in that you can have somebody kind of shooting little pellets at your enemies, which is nice if you've got, like, I don't know, say you have a kid. You have a small child and you want them to join in with you. They're just shooting. More games could do with that. More games could do with that. I think that's great. I tried it with my wife. It was A, not very fun for her, and B, that fucking reticle on the screen is huge. So it's very annoying. But yeah, it's okay. It's good. This game's fantastic though. Bit of a cop-out ending, because you initially have the ending, you think it's the ending, and then it turns out you're only just over halfway through the game, which, I'm going to be honest with you, I was kind of ready for the game to wrap up by that point, and I was like, I need this to slow down. Because much like every Pikmin game, it has a mechanic I do not like, and that mechanic is called a Dandori battle. So you have your Pikmin, and you gather up items in competition with one of these leafling characters, very much like another Olimar, who are also trying to gather these items, and they get increasingly more difficult, and just, yeah. It's just an almost stress-inducing factor in a game that isn't very heavy on stress. There's no time limits like the first game. There is in kind of a spin-off mode involving Olimar, or a side story, and that's the only way you can get, like, a certain type of Pikmin spawner, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, there's no New Game Plus. But if I'm wanting more, that's a good thing. It's not like 3 where I was like, no, I don't want any more. 4, I am constantly asking for more stuff. A very, very solid game. And when they just kind of went, oh yeah, we're doing Pikmin 1 and 2 the following month, and you can play the first game again, if you care, or you can just play 2 again on a more modern system. I bought for that. I bought that. I pre-ordered that day one. Second I found out about it, I went, mine. Download required. Oh, for Dutch and Asian language support. Well, I don't need that. I don't speak Dutch. And I don't speak any of the Asian languages. But yeah, we're discovering new things about Pikmin today. Anyway, yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys. It's just taking a look at the old Pikmin series. My time with it. How I've loved 2 of the games. And disliked 2 of the games, although more liked. And yeah, and kind of where my love of Pikmin came from, which, an odd source, to be sure. But yeah, that's it. That's it for another week. I think next week will maybe do... Could maybe do Don't Nukem. Maybe I'll talk about the Evercade. I picked up the Sydney Hunter collection for that a couple of weeks ago. Or maybe I'll talk about Quake. Maybe we'll talk about Quake. That'd be nice. I like Quake, especially with the Quake 2 remaster. That's been fantastic, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah. Oh, I forgot. There is one other Pikmin item. One other Pikmin item. This is a Pikmin 4 tea towel from my Nintendo. It's a Pikmin 4 tea towel. And I absolutely refuse to let it be used as a tea towel because it is my Pikmin 4 tea towel. So yeah, my Pikmin 4 tea towel, not for anybody else. Anyways, guys, that's it for another week. Yeah, as I said, Quake, Duke Nukem, Evercade, whatever. We'll see. Maybe something else entirely. Who knows? But if you're interested in any of those, or just like the video in general, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, spread on social media. Spread this video and all of my others around like butter on toast. That would be fantastic. Anyways, guys, thanks again, and that is me signing off.